What's up, guys? Today I've got something a little bit new, and I got this sent to me from a local company here in the Bay Area called Morso, and they make coffee bars. And I imagine that there is some chocolate involved here too, or at least I hope there is. But the idea behind it is that you get to eat these bars instead of drinking a cup of coffee if you want your caffeine intake for the day. So there's only 1 gram of sugar, as it says on the side of the box here, 1.5 grams of fat, and 15 to 25 calories, I guess, depending on which coffee bar you eat. And they were kind enough to send me 40 energizing bites. So 40 little bars, and I guess we'll see what they look like now. So it kind of reminds me of a tea box, or a box of little tea packets. We've got a variety of flavors, as I said. So here's some green tea, Mocha green tea. This is Mocha. And we've got coffee and cream here. And finally, Americano. So before I go ahead and eat all 4 of these, let's make sure that that is a good idea first. Since I don't see any warnings, I think it's safe to say that I can try all 4 flavors right here. Oh, here it is, 18 milligrams of caffeine. So would have been nice to know how strong that is in terms of caffeine level. Like, is that gonna give me heart palpitations? Is it gonna send me off my rocker, or will I be fine? So I'll shut up and just try one of these already. Let's start with, I'm gonna do coffee and cream. So this one only has 16 milligrams of caffeine. And yeah, so it is a little chocolate bar. I guess it's infused with coffee. It smells good. Well, that was quite good. This one was on the darker side of things, so I'm finally going to read the ingredients to you since I didn't before, but organic coffee beans, organic cocoa butter, organic whole cane sugar, and organic whole milk powder. You know, this kind of reminded me of the chocolate power bar, the like original flavor in the aftertaste at least. Up front though, it was a pretty standard dark chocolate flavor. I taste the hints of coffee in there too. So pretty good. Let's try another flavor. Assuming it doesn't kill me. Okay, so I had to go off camera for a second just to check to make sure I wasn't consuming too much caffeine here. And really 16 milligrams of caffeine isn't much of anything. It's probably the equivalent of maybe a 4th or a 5th of a cup of coffee. I looked it up on Google. It said like 90 to 95 milligrams of caffeine per cup of coffee. Can't believe I didn't know that before, but hey, you learn something new every day, even stuff that you live and breathe like coffee. So let's try the next flavor. This is the mocha flavor, and a little bit less caffeine in this one, 14 milligrams to be exact. Tastes like dark chocolate. really good dark chocolate. Little traces of coffee in there, but again, it's not the dominant flavor here. I would say that the chocolate flavor still is the dominant flavor. All right, Americano. Let me take a sip of water real quick. All right. This is shifting more in the lighter dark chocolate range, the sweeter dark chocolate, which I thought was kind of surprising given that the mocha flavor tasted more like chocolate than this Americano flavor, which I would expect to taste more like coffee. But even though it has 18 milligrams of caffeine, I would still say that, actually now in the aftertaste I'm tasting heavier coffee notes, like kind of more of a bitter element than anything else. But I still like it. And last but not least, let's try the green tea just for kicks here. Figurative kicks in every sense of the word. Okay, this packaging, is it different all of a sudden? It's green. What do you know? Tastes like white chocolate. Not really like green tea in my opinion, but that's for the best because I'm not really a fan of it. Hence, I'm not the tea concierge. So this one has 7 milligrams of caffeine. Tasty, but really doesn't taste anything like tea in my opinion. Mostly just like white chocolate. So there you have it. I almost had a cup worth of coffee, but instead I got to eat chocolate doing it. I would say that the concept's fantastic. If you don't want to have any of those side effects that you have with drinking coffee, like run into the bathroom. And of these 4 flavors, I would say that my favorite was probably the Americano. I thought it tasted most like coffee. It had the highest caffeine amount, 18 milligrams, and it still had that dark chocolate element to it that I personally love. If you're not a dark chocolate lover, of course, this is probably a pass. 3 out of the 4 flavors I had were dark chocolate, and then 2 of those 4 I would say are on the pretty dark side. So we're talking about 70% plus cacao, and that isn't suitable to everybody's taste buds. In terms of the coffee taste, the Americano flavor was really the only one that I found to have a heavier side to its coffee taste. I really did enjoy the mocha as well as the coffee and cream. They were heavy on the dark chocolate, pretty light on the coffee flavor. It was more in the aftertaste. And then finally the matcha green tea. It was yummy. I mean, it tasted exactly like white chocolate and maybe had the slightest faint green tea in the aftertaste, but that was about it. So I'm not quite sure what this retails for, but I'll make sure to include a note on the screen once I find that info out. And I would say that this makes a great gift for somebody who's more of a dark chocolate lover, and maybe likes coffee too. I wouldn't get this for a tea drinker necessarily. You know, even if there is caffeine in the product, it seems silly to me to basically individually package these tiny little squares. Maybe it's an FDA thing, I don't know. But again, I think this makes a great gift for chocolate lovers and maybe some coffee lovers, but I wouldn't go out of my way thinking, oh, I must get this for my coffee lover friend, because they're not going to really taste too much coffee in this, even if it does have caffeine. I just think there's better, more efficient ways to consume it, such as drinking a cup of coffee. How about that? What a novelty. So once again, that's Il Morso. They're a Bay Area company here in California. As far as using it as a replacement to coffee, not going to happen. Even if it is pretty low in calories and fat, which I think is cool. These are just, they're so little, it's a little bit silly, I think, to keep them in their own separate packages like this. But if I got a box of them, I wouldn't be complaining, because they're quite enjoyable. So anyway, that is Il Morso here. Coffee bars. Might be a good gift for somebody. Chocolate and coffee lover. Kill two birds with one stone. So thanks so much for watching, and feel free to subscribe, like, share, whatever. And maybe I'll have more coffee bar reviews in the future. I don't know if anybody else is doing this. I'm sure there's somebody making some kind of edible caffeine, but for now, this is the first one.